Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through some of the news. The tariffs went on. The retaliation started yesterday. Canada put on counter tariffs and are leaving like 21 more items to put on tariffs in 21 days, and hoping that that may not come on. And I know one of them is actually going to be ethanol, and that's one of the main products that the U.S. from the U.S. farmer actually produces. So you got the ethanol is going to maybe hit the target on the next 21-day tariff uh, that Trudeau kind of announced. And there's some uncertainty about what's going on here too, because it may roll back to Mexico-Canada tariffs as soon as today, but conflicting messages all around that. Lutnick, he's the commerce guy, was talking to, I believe it's Fox News, saying that if there's some measures met and on the border and companies, they may start lifting some of those tariffs that they put on. Now, I think there's going to be very specific. I think we'll end up ultimately going to the April 2nd date where the reciprocal tariffs are going to be the main thing. And in one of his talks, or one of his areas that he was talking to the Congress yesterday too, he did mention even just outright blocking will be have a retaliation or a tariff on it as well, where some countries don't allow certain goods from the U.S. To get sold there at all. So there would be a retaliation there as well. And I would assume that's the dairy out of Canada as well. That would be a outright block as well. But yeah, and Lutnick might be the first fired for talking out of turn, because it's maybe doesn't have the absolute ear of Trump, and Trump wants to be in the spotlight every day. We've seen that with his news for sure. Oil's under pressure, and again, uncertainty just drives sell off. Really, at the end of the day, you have all this uncertainty whether the tariffs are on or off, and they're on, and how much it is going to be, that kind of stuff. It just keeps on adding more, and then you add the retaliation back on top of it. It just creates even more uncertainty. So target or U.S. targets, you can see here what they've already targeted. You can see that there is a uh, uh, like soybeans, beef, cotton, sorghum, adding up to about $21 million or 21 billion worth of U.S. agricultural products. There's already some bought, and it's already a slowdown area for purchases already. So we're just looking at the 10-day temperatures, and you can see that that area that was quite cold maybe last week is now warmed right up. So we'll know right away if there's going to be any problems breaking dormancy over there in the Black Sea region, as that kind of a warm up temperature will probably bring the market, or the those winter crops are all going to be waking up now, and no real moisture anomalies that I can see. You can see that there is some moisture hitting some of the Amazon area, and it's dry still for harvest, and planting. I guess the worry would be is if this continues to stay dry. There's already been reductions in yield on the Brazilian side, from I think the 170 down to 168 with egg rule, that kind of numbers. Here's just a drought monitor, and I'm going to start looking at this maybe more specific, but you can see that there's some areas of drought. One guy I was talking to yesterday, and he think corn is sitting in the D1 drought monitor from the Ag and Drought. Like 58% of it's in D1. So need moisture. Not a panic yet, but it will start to be noticed and start to get priced in here as well, especially if you're going to need that size of corn crop to sustain. So we'll keep our eye on that. So if we're looking at canola, it's up it, $6 to $4 depending on which one. Your European rapeseed is down. Soybean oil is slightly up. Palm oil is up, and crude oil is down a whole dollar here as well. Soybeans up, and your wheats are up as well, and the Canadian dollar just slightly better than just up as well. Well, I should say it's a half a penny up. Sorry. So here's the daily chart, and you can see that I just left those lines on. I'm going to have to readjust and maybe look at this again, but it went down to the 50% retracement value, and that's a really long candle. That's an extreme long candle, and there's a bit of recovery here today. Now, is this market going to recover if there's some of the tariffs are going to be kind of rolled or not get put on? Now, here's the minute chart, so you can see from before the tariffs, put the tariffs on, and now we'll come back to kind of median of where the long candle is when it went down. Here's your November, not quite as long a candle, but it's still a concern, and it's looking like it's in an oversold position there as well. Rapeseed priced in Canadian dollars is about $149 more expensive, or yeah, 149. And here, this is the European rapeseed. It's actually had two down days. It's down right now, and the Canadian is up. So uh, it still needs some recovery, but it could be breaking dormancy and it could be in good shape. Maybe that's what that market is telling us. I don't know at this point. Here's your soybean chart. A fairly big slide. It's all down to your 23.6 retracement value and in that range, but it's almost looking like it's an oversold position. So it's got a slight green candle here today. Uh, Palm oil recovery from its losses along with everything else from yesterday as well. And here's your soybean as well. I believe I said the other one was soybean, but it was soybean oil, and it's got this little bit of a recovery as well. Here's your soybean meal. Basically went all the way down to previous lows that were made, and there's a problem for the Canadian farm. There's a lot of meal that gets bought from the U.S. There isn't a whole lot of processing in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta for meal. So that's one product that ends up coming into Canada as well. The Canadian dollar looks like a candle that went up and down and closed right where it was, and looks like it's slightly up here as we speak. Let's just have a look at the wheat, or the wheat or cereal complex. Here's corn, and you can see that if we put the trend line on, some of these other previous lows were made. It basically bounced off of it, but that doesn't mean that it actually bounced off. Anybody can draw a line, and lines are subjective, of course, as well. But it does have a green candle. It is up today slightly, so and this would be subject to what is Mexico going to do with tariffs on corn. Wheat on the front month, spring wheat broke through its lows that we made uh, in December, and trying to recover here. But I just left the uh, Fibonacci retracement right where it was, but it is definitely getting in an oversold position as well. But when you look at the new crop, it's basically at the same value as where it made its lows previously as well. Your Kansas just went to the previous lows. It didn't go lower that I could tell, and it's on a little bit of a recovery. But you can see how fast that slide was going down. It's pretty rapid, big sell-off. And when you look at the 9 month on the new crop here, it's it's still got a little ways to go, but you know it's still at the bottom end of the range, that's for sure. Milling wheat down to 23.6 retracement. And your oats, it had a really green day yesterday. There's frost fears in Texas. I didn't realize there's a whole lot of oats growing down there, but a couple frosts in a row has driven that market up a little stronger on that feed. So next week there is going to be some reports, and we'll be looking forward to that as well.